Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ever motovlog video. Now the only video I've ever posted before this was the wee montage of the Angus toy run, which was intended originally to be a motovlog style video, but I was working with some technical issues with my GoPro and things, and it just made it impossible. So I ended up doing most of that on my iPhone, but it's received great support considering it's the first ever video on the channel, and I just want to thank you guys for that. Now I've not really got any set destination in mind today. I'm just going for a wee ride, take advantage of what was good weather about 2 minutes ago. It doesn't seem to be all that great now, but yeah, we'll just see where it takes us. Now you're joining me on my Lex Moto LXR 125 SE, and I probably will do a review or something along those lines a bit further into the bike's ownership. I've only had it since February. So far so good, no real issues, and it's quite nice to ride, but I'll wait a while and then maybe I'll upload a video about this bike. Now going back to the toy run, I think that was about 2 weeks ago, and it was a really good event. If you've not seen the video, I highly recommend you go check it out. It's a video just before this one, and yeah, it was really good. We went on a big group ride. I couldn't tell you how many people there were, but there was a fair amount of bikes, trikes, there was even a quad bike. All went for a group run, about 66 miles all around the county, so that was really good. And then afterwards we went over to Arbroath Harbour and then had a wee meet, and yeah, good event. Definitely look to do it again, but I believe that the toy run itself is only a once a year kind of thing. I could be wrong. And if there's any more that come up, I definitely will video it. So I've got an exciting week coming up. Me and the missus are away to Knock Hill on Thursday night, and we're going to be seeing the British Superbikes over the weekend. I think last time I went to Knock Hill to see the Superbikes was around 2010, so really excited for that. It should be good. I'll take my camera and stuff and I'll try and get footage for a video, although I can't quite guarantee it. But like I say, I'll do my best, and I'll just see what kind of footage I come back with. It might be crap, it might be good, just have to wait and see. A lot of bikes out today, it's good to see. People just taking advantage of the weather, because it is a rarity in Scotland. And even though it's not that sunny anymore, it's still rather warm and calm winds, so it makes for a good day of riding. So this is the first time I've been out on the bike since the toy run, which, like I say, was about 2 weeks ago. So it's good to get out, but been really busy lately with both work and trying to sort out all the technical issues and things. So I will make a separate video on the issues I was facing and how I kind of resolved them, but I'll give you a quick rundown. So basically, originally I had issues with my microphone. I use an external recorder, I use a Tascam, and I had a Purple Panda microphone plugged into it, and no matter what settings you were using or what you did, it was just blowing out the mic 24/7, constantly just peaking and cutting the audio, which is the last thing you want when you're doing one of these videos. So eventually I just bit the bullet and bought another mic, which is a Sony ECM microphone, and that seems to be doing the trick so far. Just plug and play. Didn't really need to mess with any settings. I did a wee bit of testing. Sorry, I did a wee bit of testing just to make sure I get the settings kind of the best as possible anyway. I mean, it'll take hours of testing to really get the audio 100% right, but I feel like this is acceptable for now. Another issue I was also having was my GoPro. When I bought this GoPro, it's brand new, Hero 11 Mini. When I bought it, I didn't realise how short the battery life actually was. So while recording, you get less than an hour recording basically, and it's less and less the higher the settings you are. So I record on 4K 60 frames per second, and by the time I got to the town I was at back there on the toy run, it died. I was also facing overheating issues with the GoPro, where it would just, I don't know what would happen, it would get really hot and the visuals, the actual picture of the camera would get all distorted and it would start pointing way down here, and I honestly don't know what was happening to cause that, but I'm guessing it was overheating, which is pretty poor considering GoPro have said that they've addressed most of their overheating issues, but it looks like I've worked around all of that. We'll just need to see how this video goes. This is the first time I've properly tested it since doing that. So, yeah. Like I say, I'll make a separate video detailing my issues and the remedies. Is trying to sort out all this stuff is really difficult if you don't really have too much prior knowledge. And even looking on YouTube and things, everyone's saying something different and nothing worked for me. So I'll put up a video showing exactly what I did and what works for me, and hopefully if anyone's encountering the same issues in the future, that could be of use to them. So I've got a lot of plans for the future of this channel, things I'm really looking forward to. I won't disclose too much just yet, but yeah, there's a lot to be done and a lot of potential with where I'm going with this channel, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that you guys would join me along for the journey. It's not only the journey of me creating content, it's the journey of me riding motorbikes, as I did only start in February this year. That was horrible. I watched the documentary Road for the first time last night on Amazon Prime. All about the Dunlop family and Robert, William, Michael, Joey, along with the rest of the family, but mainly focusing on the riders. And that was absolutely brilliant. Fantastic documentary. Would highly recommend to anyone that's not seen it already and is interested in the Isle of Man TT, road racing, or even just motorbikes, anything of that sort. The things that family has achieved and been through is just unbelievable. And the strength of each and every single one of them to pull back and continue to race, it has to be admired. I mean, you have to be a fair nutter in the first place to even consider road racing on your motorbike, but these guys are on a different level, and I didn't realise just how far the story went until I watched that last night. So like I say, if you've not watched that, would highly recommend it. Now, it's definitely getting chillier. We did get warning of thunderstorms coming in tonight, so hopefully they've not gotten here a bit earlier and I don't get caught in the middle of it. That would be not so good. Okay, so my fuel just fell a fair bit, so I think maybe it's time to start heading back. And I'm might just need to get something to eat when I'm back, so let's see if we can find a turning point. Which is upsetting. I was wanting to go the full way up this road, but hey ho, can do it another day. It's got to be the smallest fire station I've ever seen. Now you might be wondering why I'm worrying about fuel. I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but the fuel gauge is only about halfway down. So yeah, looking at that, there's nothing to worry about. What does worry me, however, is my trip meter, which I reset every time I refill, is sitting over 100 miles just now. Now, on this bike, I mean, I've never run it completely dry, but on this bike I normally get 120, 130 miles out of a tank before I feel the need to fill up again. So I don't even know how many miles away from town, away from the petrol station. But yeah, that's what's concerning me. I reckon it'll be okay, but I feel like if I kept going the opposite direction, then I'd have to do more mileage coming back as well, because you're just doubling up mileage then. So better to be safe than sorry, I think. Definitely seems like the storm clouds are starting to set in now. I think the best of our weather's gone, so just need to be careful and keep an eye out for rain and high winds and things. I'm not too sure where it was advised to have come from, if it's over from the North Sea or over inland somewhere, but yeah, not looking great right now. That is the fuel gauge dropped quite low now, so I'm going to need to stop and get fuel at the first place I can. Honestly, I've never even ridden this bike low enough to know if there's a fuel light or anything on it, so I'm not too keen on checking at the moment. Hello there. There's a bike by me sitting right in my blind spot. I'd really appreciate it if you'd move out. There we go. Good, good. Perfect timing. My fuel gauge has gone up again. So that's interesting. Just magicked some fuel out of the air. Don't get me wrong, I do know that the sensor's in a certain place in the tank that can change as you lean the bike or go up and down hills and stuff, and the potentiometer in the tank can read different levels due to that, because the fuel's sitting at one side or the other. But this bike seems to do it rather drastically. You go from near enough minimum fuel to a half tank in the space of 2 seconds, so it's very strange, and it's something I need to get used to and really work out what the kind of what the, not the limitations, but what the range on this bike really is.
4? 4. I did kind of sign to him pump number 4, but must just thought I was throwing up gang signs.